Hello, my name is Isela Benalis. I did an interview for a criminal intelligence analyst position. My PowerPoint is going to go over some of the minimum and preferred criteria for this position, some of the current issues that they're facing, common stressors associated with the field, some of the hurdles to employment for this position, as well as current or future job openings and what happens during the interview process. Um, so I did an intelligence analyst position. Basically, the position overview is the criminal intelligence analyst conducts professional level criminal, statistical, and analytical research, analysis, and reporting. Um, as you can see, normally the salary range goes from 50,000 to around 72,000 annually. That just really depends on the agency that you're working for. Some of the cons for this position is the workload, some of the long hours that are required sometimes, and you often work with too much or too little information for the cases. Some of the pros is extensive travel. You're able to work in different analytic areas and the opportunity to work with different people. For example, international people, lawyers, prosecutors. So I did my interview with Erin Wickersham. She works at the Maricopa County Attorney's Office as a criminal intelligence analyst in the Crime Analysis and Research Unit. Prior to this position, she used to work at the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children in Virginia. She used to work there as an intern, moved her way up into an analyst position, and then after that became a supervisor. But now is working only for the Maricopa County Attorney's Office. Some of the requirements for this position is a bachelor's degree and at least 1 year of related experience researching and analyzing crime-related information. You must possess or obtain a valid Arizona driver's license by the time of hire. You also must be able to obtain a ACGIS terminal operator certification within the 6 months of hire. That is just basically going over all the security risk and everything for that agency that you need to be aware of. Um, some preferred qualifications that Erin stated depends on the agency or the position, but it's recommended that you at least have some type of certification. For example, crime analysis intelligence certification, foreign languages, specific technical experience, computer programming. Those are all great things to have. Some of the current issues facing the field. The number one issue is funding, which can cause a challenge for departments who are trying to fund their officers and get more analyst positions opened. Funding may limit training and the resources that the analysts need in order to do their job. Funding can be difficult to overcome as it is out of the control of the analysts. Analysts can use free resources to help accomplish most of their duties. There are many crime analyst associations that provide resources for the analysts around the country. It's basically a platform where any analyst can ask for help and get different opinions from other analysts in certain cases. Some of the common stressors for this kind of position is that aside from the funding, it's the workload and the impact of work on psyche. For workload, there is a lot of work that needs to be done in a short period of time. Seeking guidance from supervisors and other analysts who are experienced can really help prioritize the workload and can help you learn how to balance caseloads as well. The impact the work has on psyche It's intel and tactical analysts who work with difficult content such as homicides, sex, crimes, child, animal abuse, and so on. A way to kind of overcome these challenges by talking to peers or supervisors about coping skills or methods to reduce trauma. Also, being able to know when to take a break from things like this, especially because not everybody um, has the same tolerance as other people. So it's really important to know when you need to take a break from certain cases like this. Some of the hurdles to employment. This field has more candidates than there are positions. Normally, when a position is open, there are more experienced analysts who can outrank new ones. The reason is because there is no experience for the analysts, well, for the graduates who are trying to become analysts, which this can be a challenge for recent graduates, and it might be tough for them to get employment. Something that might be helpful to have is some internship background, volunteer in that field of work. Even if it's a different position, it can be useful for new analysts because you at least have your foot in the door and you have some type of experience um, that you can bring to that position you're trying to apply to. During the interview process, each agency can have different process. Um, for the Maricopa County Attorney's Office, it's pretty simple. It just involves a writing sample or questionnaire, and it also involves a panel interview with members of the Crime Analysis and Research Unit or the Maricopa County Attorney Office investigators. Normally, candidates will be asked open-ended questions to assess for skill sets, experience, and that can fit with the team. Opportunities currently at the Maricopa County Attorney's Office, there is none, and they don't anticipate any to be opening anytime soon. There are other agencies that are currently hiring or will post positions in the future. It's really important to try and set up some alerts for analysts on LinkedIn and Indeed to get access to the openings as they open. So creating a profile in one of those two can really help out. Opportunities that have opened for Erin are those of making connections with people. For example, other analysts, prosecutors, law enforcement. She did state that working in a prosecution office gave her unique connections with specific contacts she would not have working for a police department. Some of my goals, based on the information given from the interview with Erin, I feel like I need to do more time interning to gain more experience. A benefit of interning prior to this class was having the 16 weeks worth of all kinds of experience. That was really helpful. My plan after graduating, I plan to reapply and do an internship again with the Maricopa County Attorney's Office or any other agency that I can get into to try and get different types of experience. I also plan to at least apply to an entry-level position in the criminal justice field just to kind of get my foot in the door and start gaining connections with people. As time passes, I hope to use that experience and connections to apply for an analyst position. But that's about it for the presentation for an analyst position. If you guys are interested in doing an internship with the Maricopa County Attorney's Office, you can always go through the website and just get Erin's information, or you can always go through the NAU course, which I went through to start my internship with the Maricopa County Attorney's Office.